Welcome, everyone, to this 12th day of May 2026, our second podcast for today. We are so excited to have our special guest here. But before I do, Marcia's going to be introducing her, but I want to say hi to Marcia first.
Well, hi, Michael. Thank you. And I, in turn, am so pleased to have our special guest, Karina Achaeva, with us today. Good morning, Karina. Well, it's actually
Good
four
afternoon.
o'clock in the afternoon here.
Hi, Marcia. Hi, Michael. Thanks
Hi.
for.
Yeah, yeah. And you are in my hometown of New York City.
Yes, it's nice today here.
Yeah, we were discussing just before we came on about the weather, which everybody loves to talk about. But
Right.
in New York, it has been kind of an up and down roller coaster.
Yeah, yes. Like since December, it's been on and off, really
Mm,
cold. One hot day, so random, and then back to cold again up
yeah.
until May.
And so right about now, it is in the 60s, you said,
Yeah,
or
I think so. Like 65, maybe, I think.
okay, all right. And you're in New York City, and you're originally from Russia.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell us about your journey from Russia to the U.S.
Well, I feel like New York has always been my dream, and I grew up watching like iconic movies and dreaming of New York and stuff. And then I actually moved to Europe. I moved to Rome where I did my master's. And then I had one exchange year in Paris. So I
Oh,
went to Paris for a year, which was an absolute dream come true. And then after Paris, I decided that I want to move to New York and I went to acting school here. And I just kind of stay here because I always wanted to end up in New York.
mm-hmm. When we said journey, you have really had a journey. You, I and you. I was looking at. I love watching social media that you have done. You have been traveling and had some exciting experiences. One I saw. I think you spent a weekend in a castle.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, when we were in Paris, I had truly an amazing year. It was like during a lockdown, so it
Yeah.
was very unusual. Like Paris was empty, and we had very strict restrictions. However, if you're there, it's fine. I used to go like jogging at night, and it was absolutely empty. It looked like a movie. All the like sightseeing, everything was empty, and I think because of that, also we kind of had an advantage to discover places. And also, that was the time where my social media really took off, and all of my friends were kind of like in social media. I met amazing girls, and all of us did like a little different things, but together we were all aligned in our content. And um, we ended up traveling to different places and having like we collaborated with the castle, and they provided us like the whole castle for
Wow.
like six of us, and we had an amazing weekend in France. Then we traveled to south of France and Monaco, and it was also like very close, but we were able because we were already inside the country. And yeah, like in Europe, it's very easy to travel, and I made sure that I used that opportunity to travel and see the world because it's very affordable once you're there.
What an amazing uh, you created your own opportunity really in the midst of some challenging times for many of us.
Oh yes.
And I saw that your day in the life of kind of series where you had the day in the life of I saw LA and you how many videos have you done? Did you ever try and count?
No, I don't know how many videos, but I do know when I started, which was like the very beginning of lockdown. I was in Italy, and we were all like at home. So I started with posting TikToks, and I was posting 3 to 5 videos a day. Back then, I feel like that was
Wow.
tempo for people, but I had no idea what I was doing. But that's exactly the example of consistency that it pays out. And I just was doing something, and then eventually I found my way. And I for sure for the first 2 years I was posting every day 3 to 5 videos. And it was just like, easy videos. It was not like a production. I was not thinking about it. I was just doing TikToks. And after that, maybe once a day, sometimes I take a rest and I don't film anything. And now that I'm acting, that kind of went on the second plan.
Mm-hmm. And in addition, along the way somewhere, you have been a rhythmic gymnastics
Yes.
expert,
Yes.
which is exciting to me. So I adore watching rhythmic
Oh,
gymnastics
really?
on the Olympics. Oh, yes. So tell me about that.
Well, I feel like here the regular gymnastics is more popular. That's why not a lot of people like familiar when I say rhythmic, they get confused, but
Mhm.
it's the most popular sports in Russia for girls. And I feel like have such an established school. That's why like usually Russia used to win all the Olympics for
Oh,
rhythmic
yes.
gymnastics because of the strong ballet school that we have. Rhythmic gymnastics is basically like a lot from ballet, and we would always have like a ballet routine before starting like our own practice every day. But I did it professionally since I was 5 years old up until 18 years old, which is like kind of a graduation because you cannot do the sport for long. Like even like big Olympic champion girls, you cannot go on like pretty much after 20 because your body like does not really bend that way, and you just would like transition into coaching. So if you don't want to like really do sports as your main career, you kind of at 17, 18, you like that's the final step that you achieve, and like you get like a like kind of degree that you can use like as a bonus when you want to enter a college, or if you want like it's just a bonus. But it was like a very professional sport that I was into. I was missing school sometimes to do the practice. It was very big.
Mhm. Well, there are, of course, as in regular gymnastics, there are different aspects of it. The ribbon, the hoop. Did you have a favorite?
I think it just throughout years I would have a different favorite. Depends on my routine, but I did love them all. And I also did it in the group when it's like 5 girls and we do it all together. Very like synchronized performance, which is also hard. But that was my final years of career.
Mm-hmm.
But I love them all.
And do you still follow it?
I do just when I do go to gym pretty consistently. So at the end of my workout, I just stretch because I'm very flexible still, and I do have that skill, and I feel like it can be very important to my career, especially for different roles. And I don't want to lose that advantage that I worked for so hard. So I do try to stay flexible in case I get like a Black Swan type of movie. So I'm kind of halfway ready. I just need to refresh it. But I still can do things, just not on 100%.
Well, that's a good segue into your acting, because you studied in New York.
Yes. Yes.
What were some of the acting techniques that you studied?
I went to HB Studio, which is Udahagen. And then last year I went to Lee Strasberg method acting, which I really, really loved, because it's like actual set of exercises that we were learning to do every time. But last year I already started working, so I couldn't really commit to do like a full-time program. So I just went for one semester for like 2 classes a week for 4 hours. But it's very interesting. I learned different techniques from different teachers at HB Studio. It's like a lot of different teachers, and they usually have their own method or their own vision that they share with you. So yeah, I've kind of learned from everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And also in New York, there's a lot of theater, stage work.
Yes. I actually did 2 theater shows, like off Broadway.
Mm-hmm. And well, tell me about those. What were the shows that you did?
They were the first one. I feel like I got it. I auditioned for them several times, and then they were always doing like workshops. And then eventually, they offered me a part, and it's kind of like an ensemble show where they do a murder mystery comedy type of play, and it was very interesting. It was such a great experience. We did like 3 shows on the weekend, and then my second one was my favorite because I really liked the script, and I had a lead role, and it was pretty small play. It was like a sequence of different plays that we were showcasing on during the weekend, but it was like it was set in a bar, and kind of like people who live there, like not live there, but people who have their social life built around this bar, and the drama is happening there. And I really loved doing theater because it's like an acting class that you
Yeah.
don't have to pay for 2 hours to get to, because I didn't have like a theater education, like a degree, because I only went to classes. So that's where I learned that's the craft of acting, because like in film it's so much different. It's just doing scenes out of order. It's always reframing and doing by parts. And in theater you just get to live the whole 2 hours as a character and get to do it every day, and learn a lot while performing.
Yeah. As theater seems so different from acting in, say, a vertical.
Yeah.
How was that transition for you?
I think my first vertical was actually before theater, or like at the same time. That was the year I actually
Oh,
started working. Like I started not just going to classes, but like booking things. And it was around the same time. I feel like my first vertical was in May, and then my show was in June. So it's rehearsals for theater. Not so much of a difference. I think they're both very similar in like the level of physicality sometimes they want, and emotional level. But it's still the difference between working on camera and doing theater. And I feel like verticals are still more like TV and film, and more that way than just the theater.
mm-hmm. Michael, did you want to
Yeah,
jump in? Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you said May. What year was that first vertical?
That was 2 years ago. It was 2024.
24.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
It
you've
was
you've
early.
you've been in the verticals then for a little while then.
Yes, but kind of I haven't done a lot of them like for the
Hmm.
past, like it's more so now I'm picking up on a lot of them. But it just started, I was doing a lot of different things. I was doing a lot of short films that year, 2 theater shows, and then like verticals. And then back then when it started, I didn't even understand what that is.
Hmm.
Naturally, I didn't have an agent yet, and I feel like I just got on Actors Access back then, and I feel like I was skipping. If I saw something, I didn't know a vertical short form is a thing.
Most people didn't know what it was, so
Exactly. I probably, when I saw a vertical short form 2 years ago, I was like, well, it's just probably like a social media shoot. I had no idea. I just got on Actors Access around that time. I had no idea about Actors Access before. And actually, the way I found out about verticals is that Real Short reached out to me as an influencer to promote their app. And that's
really. Hmm.
Yes, that's actually very interesting because I never heard of them before. And then they reached out to me, and then I discovered the app, and I was like, wow, this is very interesting. I did a collaboration with them. And after that I was like, wait, I can act in those. Like they hire people. So I actually asked if they could connect me to their casting team. But I feel like around that time I could recognize them on Actors Access. So that's kind of like all aligned together. But before that, I had no idea
Had no idea.
on
Yeah,
them, but I just didn't know that it's a thing.
Oh, wow.
yeah, because that's interesting that they reached out to you for
Yeah.
being an influencer, and
Right?
that is, but it makes sense. I mean, they were trying to get the word out back then,
Yes, yes.
because people didn't know what they were. So
Yeah, I feel like it's now a big shift. Like everyone, if I tell someone like, oh, like they're like, where can I see you? The usual question. I'm like, I the verticals, and they're like, oh, I know. Like I've been seeing them on my Instagram, and I feel like 2 years ago nobody knew what that.
nobody, no, no, because I mean, the people that I've talked to too, a lot of them saw them on TikTok.
Right.
And they go, well, I thought they were like maximum 10 minutes. I said, oh no, they sometimes can run 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
Really? And I go, yeah, you just have to look at it on a different platform. But yeah, but it's amazing how they've grown and shifted and everything. When you finally figured it out and you had to tell your friends that maybe didn't know what verticals were, how did you explain it to them?
Well,
or did you not even bother?
No, I mean, I don't have a big circle of friends. I just have like a few close friends. And the verticals came into my life basically like at the very beginning of my acting when I started working short films. So whatever I book, it was very exciting. And I was like, well, I just booked this thing. And I feel like because of social media, they already knew a little bit because I posted an ad and then I would just tell them. And honestly, when I was at on set of my first vertical, everything looked so like big and professional because I've done 4 short films right before it.
Right.
And short films were like student films. So they usually were like 1-2 days and smaller crew, 1 camera. And then I'm on set with like so many like AD, assistant director, like production manager, like people are talking on walkies. I'm like, what's going on? So obviously it was exciting for me as my set experience. And they were just like, that's so amazing, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting. So they basically were a little bit bigger production than your student short films that you were in.
Yes.
But,
and now, like I feel like way bigger production, like with bigger cast, with people, with bigger crew people, and everything was just new to me and very exciting.
Now, do you have a particular genre that you like to play a part in, or are you open to almost anything that comes across your computer?
Yes. Like for me to act in or watch?
To act it. No, to act in. Then we'll talk about watching.
Yes. I'm pretty much open. I think there's so many interesting things that I would like to try and do. I do love mafia ones a lot, and I've done a lot of them because I feel like it's just usually very cool locations and, you know, cool outfits and everything's very interesting. I haven't done any of the like werewolves or vampires. I don't know how that is, but I would definitely love to. So I'm not the type of person to be like, I will never do like this or that. I feel like every genre of that is very interesting and you can find a lot to discover for yourself. I would love to do like each one of them.
Yeah, they're all a little different.
Right?
And I'm sure you've been in the Billionaire ones, right?
Oh, like, yes.
Yeah.
My first one, like almost all of them that I've done were Billionaire. The recent one that just came out on Real Short, that was very unusual because it's like kind of sci-fi post-apocalyptic world and a lot of CGI, and we were shooting in a desert, which was interesting because it's like not the typical Billionaire stuff.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Is that
what's
the end of the world?
Yes. It just
I missed that. So yeah, I'll have to look at that because Marcia and I are into sci-fi and stuff.
You have to. So. They did it so I feel like it looks really cool. Mark is in it, and then we have like 4 other leading girls. It's very unusual plot. Everything is very interesting. The costumes, makeup, the locations. I could not post anything while we were there, but we were shooting in Lancaster and like in studios, like not studio sets, the sets that are like abandoned gas stations and warehouses. Everything looked really, really cinematic.
Intriguing.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that. Have you seen that one yet, Marcia?
I have not. I know about it, but I had not.
But you've not seen it yet. Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah, that's cool. So now let's go to what you like. If you're going to watch a movie or TV show, what would you like to look at when you ever have any spare time? Let's put it this way.
Yes. Well, first of all, I really love rewatching things. I don't know what is it about me, but I do love, I have like set favorite movies and I can come back to them. But I do love something that makes me feel deeply, whether it's like a love story or something like Inception. Inception makes you feel a lot of different things, especially with visual and like the soundtrack. And when I see that final scene with it, it just makes me feel so many things. I love movies like that. I recently watched Departed by Martin Scorsese, and I cannot believe that I haven't seen it earlier. It's such a good movie. Just like, interesting stories that make you feel. I like Black Swan. I love movies that I can relate myself to, like in a sense, coming from a sports background, you usually drive yourself crazy to achieve a certain result, like a whiplash type of thing. And I relate a lot to these characters.
Now, I'm just, as I said, I haven't seen all that you've done, but would you like to do something sports related?
Yes.
And you haven't done one yet?
I haven't done one yet. I almost went for a vertical to China, like a ballet vertical, but I think something didn't align. But I would love to do that because I do know like the ballet routine, and I can do really well. Like sometimes you watch maybe like certain movies you could watch and you can tell that maybe like they're not familiar with stuff and they're just trying to
imitate, fake it. Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of girls who do verticals, they have like ballet training or theater background, and I know a lot of them who can dance really well. So it's a lot of girls who can do that really well. But I would definitely love to do one. Yes.
Is there any other sports ones that you'd like to do, or sports that you like?
I mean, I just like fitness and being like exercising. But I don't think that I could portray anything really well outside of like gymnastics, ballet, because I just never done it. But I would like to do something very physically, like something that would require me to prepare for 3 months, and just maybe stunt work or routine and something very, very extensive. I would love to prepare for that because I feel like that's just so interesting and cool. I would absolutely love to go through training and, maybe boxing. I did a lot of boxing, yes, but just on a very, like lifestyle, trying it out. But I feel like I could do it if they allow like some time for training to make it very, very good. I'm down.
Interesting. Do you play chess?
No. Okay. I mean, I not on a like very pro level. I remember I used to play with my friends, but not now. Do you?
No, I don't. But the reason I asked you, and Marcia knows why I'm going to ask this. We had a guest on the network about a month ago, and he does chess boxing, a combination of chess and boxing, and it's big in Russia. So that's why I thought you might have heard of it.
No, never heard of it.
It is they do like 3 minutes of chess, and then they do 3 minutes of boxing. Then they go back to chess. Then they do boxing again, and then they go back to chess. And you can win by checkmate or knockout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of, exactly. Marcia just didn't even want to deal with it. So
that's pretty
interesting.
Right?
It was very interesting. And it was like the world champions, most of them from Russia, because I mean they've been doing it for a long time. It started in the early 2000s,
right? So
it's kind of I just thought maybe you had heard about it, but
no, I never heard of it. Wow,
you've been spared not hearing about it. So that's it. So there you go. On that note, I'm going to go back to Marcia so she can bring sanity back to the podcast.
Well, you talked about some of the kind of horror aspects of. Are you a fan of horror? And
I do. Yeah, I love.
I asked that because I saw you for Halloween. You did a Kill Bill. That was pretty right on.
Yeah, I actually. Well, because the last real short project we were filming in Lancaster, I was staying in Lancaster, and the church from Kill Bill is actually around there. And on
Oh,
my day off, I decided to go there to just check it out because it was like 30 minutes from my hotel. And I was just in my car in the film, ready to leave. And then I feel like the owner of the church just arrived with his wife, and they invited me inside. And they opened the church because it's closed now, and they showed me around. It was pretty cool.
oh,
And he told me about all the projects that they were filming there, and like so many interesting stories. But I do love horror films, and I love Halloween, and I love to do like makeup looks to recreate, like some of my favorite characters.
so I could see you in a horror vertical or horizontal film.
Really,
Def
I don't think there's a lot of horror
No.
vertical.
Mm-mm.
Not yet, but I think they're
Not yet.
coming.
I
Mm-hmm.
would love that because I've done some horror short films. Um, I've done like 2 or 3, but it's like usually it's a lot of that I see horror feature or like short, but not vertical. But I would love that.
Mm-hmm. And getting back to your some of your vertical projects, the from mail order bride to billionaire wife,
Yeah.
which um, was had the kind of wet cowboy aspect of it. Now, were there real horses involved
Yes.
in that?
It was really cool because we were shooting for 3 days on a real range with real
Mm-hmm.
horses. It was so pretty. Like they had so many horses in that area, and then specifically for the scene for like where we meet, there was a horse,
Yes.
like a professional horse
Yeah.
that's acting or like that
Mm-hmm.
is knows what to do, that they brought on set. It was really cool to see. I didn't get to ride a horse, which I would love to maybe for a next vertical, but Travis did, and then yeah, we had horses around. It was so pretty.
Mm-hmm. So do you do ride? Do you ride?
No, but I feel like I can do it because I have a very athletic background,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very like in touch with my body. I feel like it will be very easy for me to learn how to do it because I have a athletic body.
So you're ready.
Yes, yes,
And and looking at that project, Riley Nottingham was in that.
yes.
And it's funny because in on IMDb he wasn't listed as one of the people, so I was pleasantly surprised. He's been on our show at least a couple of times.
Twice.
I
Twice.
saw, yes. I
Uh-huh.
don't think they listed all the cast on IMDb, maybe just yet. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was so funny. I It was the first time I saw, because like I've done a lot of them, but I've never thought it could be that funny. I They were so funny, both him and Mayor, that
Mm-hmm.
all the scenes I have to cry and be like very sad, but then I just try to zone out and not even like look at them, because if I do, I would start laughing, and there were
Mm-hmm.
times where like we would break, and usually when camera is not on me, because I don't want to ruin any takes, but whenever they were not shooting me, I was just it was so funny the way they actually cut out a lot of stuff that they were doing, because they
Uh,
at some point they realized they wanted to be more serious, but how they were going so off the script, it was just so hilarious. He's so talented.
yeah. And you've done some villain.
Yes, yes.
How yeah.
But
How do
again,
you
like,
approach? Go
I
ahead.
had no idea that you can be that funny. You can. I guess for my villains, they were more so all the villains that I had to do. They were more so related to guys. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more like be more appealing to a guy and try to be more seductive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I never went like really, extreme in my portrayal of those girls.
Mm-hmm. When you get a script, what is your first approach? What is the first thing you do when you receive a script? Usually.
I read it several times
Hmm.
usually, and then I like I like to work on it and memorize it right immediately when I get it. I mean, if I'm going to do it, um, and that way I'm very prepared, and it's just really set for me. And once I'm right before the project, I don't need to memorize my lines, and I don't need to worry about it, and it's very organic. So I really love to work on it a week or two before when I get it right away. I usually just read it multiple times, and then I just work like line by line and whatever's happening scene by scene, just to break it down and you know think of my objectives and things that I should consider, why I'm saying that. And I like to write stories for my characters, and like
Ah, wonder, yeah. Some
yeah,
backstory.
yes, like a backstory, and then just an inner thoughts that
Hmm.
she goes through um, while things happen. I love to do that. It helps a lot.
You have a lot of interaction with your fans. What are is there some project that you've had more feedback on from fans?
Well, I think the mail order bride,
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's definitely the the most important project that I've done, because I think it's going well on the platform, and a lot of people saw it, and then I'm featured as a lead,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful story between me and Travis. And I feel like romance verticals go perform really like the best, out of all the verticals, because people love stories.
Mm.
And it's I've got a lot of feedback about that. And the recent one too, because I started having like comments from people that they really loved my acting, and they really loved the show, and but it's just picking up because the show's been out like for 3 days.
Yeah. Is that the end of the world one?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see that one.
It's very beautiful. You'll like it.
Mm-hmm. And the when I think about projects that are moving the genre forward, I think of things like the end of the world seems to be, and new stories and new. Um, have you ever thought about writing a project? Have you written?
Um, y- I No, I never thought about it,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really want to do it, because I like when people do different things, and it's very interesting. It's very, but I just realized that I love acting, and
Mm-hmm.
I really just, if I were to be honest, I just want to act. I don't really want to produce my things just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I have social media for that. Sometimes I have some ideas, and my ideas are more so I can, like videos that I do, they more so I like to make people feel by just some idea, not scripted, because I don't think I'm good at writing. And if I would see myself directing something, or like creating a concept idea that I can do, but I would definitely hire someone to write it. I would not enjoy writing it. I don't think I'm good at it. Um, I I would prefer just acting, at least now.
And I think that's great because not everybody wants to do everything
Right?
or should do everything really
Yeah,
either.
like no, there's a lot of I feel like it's fascinating that all of us have our different desires to do and
Mm-hmm.
passions. And I think it's very beautiful that not all of us want one thing. So I think that I want to do acting, and I want to be actress, and I don't think that I'm really great at writing. So I don't think I will do that. But
Mm-hmm.
people who are great at it, they should absolutely do it.
Mm-hmm. And you've been so many places. Um, is there a place that you would like to go that you haven't been yet in the world?
Yes, there's a lot of I want to go to Brazil. I want to go to Rio.
Mm.
I've been a lot of places in Europe
Mm-hmm.
and United States, but I would like to discover Asia. and then like Brazil, maybe Argentina. But because I traveled a lot during my college, I kind of fulfilled that desire, and now I do have just a desire to work. I don't really need to travel right now. I would love to travel for work.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage of my life, I'm just so focused on working and I enjoy it. And it's like if you travel, you have to tell your agent you're not available during those days. And I don't want to do that. I'm like, I just want to work. I want to be on set, and I would love to do project like abroad somewhere else. I would love to travel for work, for to film something, absolutely. But outside of that, I would love to travel. Just when it comes.
As a travel.
Yes.
Well, that kind of sort of takes me to a question that I like to ask is there are so many reality shows. There are reality experiences. There's the dancing shows, the cooking shows, the brain competition shows. Um, if you had to be on as a contestant on an experiencer, what do you think you might want to be on?
Absolutely would love to go on Survivor. I
Ooh.
grew up watching Russian version of it. It was very popular when I was very little, and it was very iconic primetime television Sunday night show. And they would invite celebrities and uh, ordinary people together. Sometimes they would mix them up, and I would absolutely love to go on that because I feel like it's really cool when you get to spend 40 days and then you compete. I'm a very competitive person. I would love to do like all these cool challenges.
Mm-hmm.
I think it also, you will learn a lot from it. I would love that. And then you just be
Mhm.
by the ocean or something in nature, it's so nice.
Yeah. How are there differences between the Russian version of Survivor and the American version that
I
you
Yeah, I actually have never seen American version. I've seen
really?
just, I've just seen some parts of it and I saw that it's the same. Because Russian version is just like a franchise. It's literally like they legally took the
Mhm.
concept. It's not something that they just copied. It was a part of something. So I think it's pretty much similar. I know that it's very popular here and still goes on.
Mhm.
Check it out, but I just never. I think one time I wanted to, but they were like each episode you have to pay for it or something, and I couldn't find it in quality, and I was like, well, just
Mhm.
sometime later. But I definitely love the concept.
Oh, cool. Excellent. But Michael?
Well, I mean, I was going to say because we're running short of time. So, are you
Okay.
finished with your questions, or you
I
think?
think so.
Okay.
But just one more.
Oh, okay.
I love your cool off the shoulder thing you have.
Yeah.
What do you think about what is your personal clothing style? Because
Well, it really depends. I love dressing up for the occasion, but in my day-to-day life, I love comfy clothes. I just like something cute and comfortable. Definitely, I don't think that I can always wear just sweatpants and a hoodie just because it feels great. I like something cute. I would like to look cute too. So something cute and nice because it makes me feel good and put together, but casual, not so much. Like not just dresses on a regular daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in that stage of my life where I would do heels to college every day, usually like first year of college, but I'm over it now.
Mm.
Okay, one more little question. What would you say is your comfort food when you just want to feel
um,
cuddly and warm?
yeah, I love soup because it's also very big in Russian culture to eat soup. So it makes me really like now I just order paneer bread, like a chicken noodle soup makes me feel really good. Or just a salad. Like I really love salads because I was just thinking about the moment we were doing a video for Real Short social media and they were asking us questions like what is if you just can pick one meal to eat in that world, what would it be? And at first, like, we were like, oh, pizza or burger, but then I'm like, well, I cannot eat pizza for the rest of my life, even if it's not because I'm like very conscious of how I look. It's because I will not feel good, and I don't want to feel good. And I really like, and I was like, well, I said salad. And they were all like, were laughing at me. And I was like, but I enjoy eating salad, like a good salad with salmon or chicken. I know that it will make me feel good. It's delicious to me. And I will just feel amazing. And, and it will be good for me. Not because, oh, like, I cannot eat that. I would not enjoy eating pizza every day. So salad, like a good salad, is also my comfort meal in a sense.
I love that. And salad, you can put anything in it. You can put so
Right.
many.
That's like, but not obviously not just lettuce.
Right. Lots of. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. I have enjoyed it immensely, and I look forward to your upcoming projects, and maybe you'll come back and share some more with us.
Yes, hopefully. Thank you so much, Marcia and Michael. It was so nice chatting with you.
Yeah, it's so nice having you. And I'd like to just thank you officially. And we'd love to have you back.
I would love that.
Yeah.
More projects, and then I come back.
Exactly. But I want to tell everyone, thank you for coming. Wish there would have been some more action in the chat room, people. But I know you were probably scared because we had viewers live, but they were very quiet. So, but on behalf of NDB Media Network, thank you all for coming. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.